Oh, I want to test this out on you. Somebody told me that everybody in Auckland knows somebody or knows somebody who knows somebody that was a background extra in Lord of the Rings.
I actually do. Yeah, I know.
You
background
do?
extra. Not for Lord of the Rings though. For the series that was recently made.
That counts. Hello, I am here in Auckland, New Zealand. I have a little bit of barbecue sauce that I spilled on the costume last night, but we made it here nonetheless. Against all odds, against God's will, we made it to Auckland, New Zealand, and we are here at the Aota Square. I think it's called the Aota Square. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Is it pronounced the Aota Square? Aotea Square? Okay. All right, that guy ran away from me as fast as possible. I am a Gecko. I am in New Zealand. And let's see if anyone wants to talk to me about, their life and stuff. It's being a Gecko in New Zealand. Hello. Would you want to have a seat and talk about life?
Let's see what's the time.
What time is it?
If I've got 5 minutes for life.
Perfect. Yeah. Have a seat. What is your name?
My name is Xenia.
Asenia?
Xenia.
Xenia, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Gecko.
What do you live here in Auckland?
Yeah.
What do you think about Auckland? I've been hearing lots of mixed reviews of how the people feel about the place.
Oh, I love Auckland. I think it has a great potential
Okay.
to be like a city.
Oh, would you mind taking the microphone just up to your
Oh.
mouth? There we go. Yeah.
Oh, so you're recording it?
Oh, yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah, but tell me about it. If you're recording it, what's gonna happen to it?
Oh, I'm gonna put it on.
You need to have my informed consent.
I'm putting it on YouTube. Is that all right?
Okay, how will I find it?
YouTube.com/Lyle Forever.
Lyle Forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that Auckland has a fantastic potential of being the only city in the world which is focused on local communities.
Really?
So we have suburbs and we can have really strong local communities as opposed to mega city stuff. But that's the potential. That's not really happening yet.
Okay. How would you describe what's really happening?
What's really happening? Oh, it's a lot of push and pull. Currently, we have a wonderful film festival that I'm just going to see a movie at.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
we've got some good things happening. We've got a nice.
What's your favorite thing about living here?
What's my favorite thing about living here? People. Like
Hi,
this
man.
wonderful guy.
Yeah. What's your name, man?
People.
My name is Jesse. Hi. Are we on podcast?
You can wait, Jesse. Can I talk to you next?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sweet.
I thought that would be a good way to talk all together.
No, good. You
No?
go.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm discombobulated. Oh, geez. What do you do here? Do you work?
I work.
What do you do for work?
I'm an associate professor of social work.
Oh!
I teach social workers to become better people, to be able to support good communities.
Cool. Oh shit! Can I ask you to put the mic?
Closer?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there we
okay.
go.
Yeah.
Is that what you always wanted to be?
I wanted to change the world. I wanted to make the world a better place somehow, and Aotearoa has a potential.
Yeah.
It has a potential. But just when we start kind of growing well, then something squashes it.
Interesting. So, in what way was the growth squashed? What happened?
Well, what happened? I mean, we have an enormous potential in this country being a bicultural country. We have an enormous potential. We have te tiriti. We can live together in peace. We have green country, blue country where we can live in peace. And we can be a blueprint for a green world. Look at you. You're green too.
Yeah.
So we can have a blueprint of good collaboration and good working together.
Yeah.
But then government changes and then shit happens, Or, doesn't change. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have a conversation all together. You want to scoot next to her?
Yeah.
Come sit next to her. Come scoot over. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Jess.
Jess, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's
Gecko.
life going, Jess?
Life. I think when I look at people, I wonder why they get too excited about other people's success when we should all be one as together and we should be a powerhouse and not worry about what this person has and what this person got and the talent that this person has and the opportunities that this person has going for that person. I think it's all about motivation, and it's all about encouraging people, try and help lift people up rather than put people down.
I like that. Do you ever feel like do you feel like people ever try to like put you down? Like, have you experienced that?
All the time.
How do you deal with that? How do you fight back against that?
I try to do what makes me capable of managing that situation in that time, whether unless I've relapsed on drugs or I'm drinking or I'm stressing out or getting angry. I know one thing is to learn to be one with yourself and to breathe and just manage yourself for that day and not let other people overwhelm you.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
man, cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on this. Let's see here. So you do social work. What do you do, sir?
Me, I'm an artist.
Cool, man. What kind of art do you make?
I do music.
Oh, cool.
And I do acting, and I do a lot of moving image
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you make music about?
about life, about what she was talking about. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 12 years old. So for me, it's quite difficult to be able to manage and live a life sustainable in that positive era that I want to try to commit myself to. Like you said, I do so good, and then something always just turns to crap. Beep. Yeah, all the time.
You do so good, and then something always turns to crap.
Yo,
How do you stay resilient when things turn to crap?
keep living life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
To make another song.
beautiful wisdom.
Yeah. I mean, that's how art is made, you know. We transform crap into art, and then it becomes something else, and then it gives us energy and hope to carry on, whatever we do.
Are you an artist yourself? Do you ever make any art or draw anything?
You know, when you asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up, I wanted to be an artist, but I was okay at painting. I was playing music. I was okay at it, but I wasn't like top, really good at it. I was okay. And then I discovered the art of life. So now when I teach, I use a lot of art stuff as well. So my students can do assignments in the form of art. They can paint, they can do films, they can do music, they can do raps, they can do various expressions instead of just boring essays.
Can I just say, this woman right here and yous are guardian angels.
Thanks,
thank you.
man. I
Thank you.
appreciate
And you
that.
are too.
And you are, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Hey, I have to go. My friend is waiting for me for the movie festival.
Is there any final words you want to say to the people of the computer?
Live well, be kind
Yo.
to each other,
And-
and support life.
What's your name again?
Xenia.
Tania, very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming and
I'm
talking
going
to
to do the
Gecko.
same, but my last words is I love yous all, and I'm not trying to be better than anybody else, so I hope that you don't get jealous of me, but all I wish for this world is everybody to smile and be happy and share love and be kind.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
absolutely.
Nice
So
to
what's the
meet you
name of
guys,
the
man.
podcast again?
Therapy Gecko.
Therapy Gecko.
Yeah.
I'll find you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Nice to
See
meet
ya.
you guys, man. Take care. What's your name, bro?
My name's Dylan.
Dylan, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Gecko.
Do you live here in Auckland?
I do, yeah. I
Tell me
do.
about Auckland. What is a guy coming to the city who doesn't know a damn thing about it? What should he know?
Stay away from downtown late nights.
Okay.
Like anywhere post 3 a.m.
Word.
Downtown is not the place to be at all.
Okay.
It's you're getting yourself into trouble pretty easy. If you want somewhere to go late night, Ponsonby or Kingsland is like a way better area to be at.
I heard about Ponsonby.
Yeah,
I heard it was nice.
It's safer. If
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Do you like living here?
I do. I've lived here my whole life,
Oh, word.
and continue to do so.
How do you feel like it's changed over time?
Not much, really. I mean, people talk about the fact that it's changed a lot, but I don't really feel like it's changed all that much. Like, it's growing as a city. There's more people, but I don't really feel like it's changed all that much.
Do you ever feel isolated, like living on a tiny little place, like all the way? I feel like you guys are like you're so far out.
Yeah. No, honestly, I don't know any different. So this has been it for me.
Have you
Well done.
traveled outside of Auckland very much?
I've done Melbourne, and that's it.
Okay, word.
That's all I've done. Yeah.
Word. What do you do for a living?
I'm a bartender.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do people like to drink a lot here?
Yeah, there's a massive drinking culture here.
Okay.
It's
Have
huge.
you had any like unruly patrons you've had to deal with, or are people generally pretty chill?
Yeah, like there's always going to be like people every now and again that are unruly, but generally people are pretty good. Like,
Nice.
over here. Yeah.
What did you want to do when you were like a little kid?
I wanted to be a wildlife photographer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you still like into wildlife and stuff?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking to a gecko right now, so you know.
We'll take a picture together, and then that'll be wildlife.
Yeah, there we go.
photography.
That'd be sick.
What do you do? Here's one for you. What's the most persistent thought on your mind lately?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is deep questions from a gecko.
Hey man, I didn't come to Auckland to waddle in the kiddie pool. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, you totally didn't. God. Man. Right now, probably the thing that I utilize the most is trying to be as good with my money as I possibly can. It's a long time in my life not being very good with my money. So just trying to like make informed decisions with my own money and look after myself in that sense, I suppose would be the thing that, is on my mind the most.
You don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but like when you say you were previously irresponsible with the money, like in what way? Like
Like just spending it on like needless nights of partying, like just a lot of drinking and not a lot of substance. Like it's having fun in the moment, but then the next day, you know.
But then let me
Well,
ask
really-
you this, and I know that your goal is to like be more responsible moving forward, but when you look back on those crazy times that you felt like were irresponsible, do you look back at them fondly or regretfully?
I guess it's a mixed bag of emotions. Like there's some fondness to it as well. There's heaps of good times, but I guess I can't look at it back like it was a regrettable decision because I was having fun at the time. So no, I don't regret it. There's fondness.
Good. Yeah. Because I feel like even though the money's been spent and what's been done has been done, it's like there's that whole thing of like I've seen a lot of people on TikTok talking about this. The debate between when you're young, should you just go for it and spend whatever you got to spend and have a good time because you'll never be young again, or should you be conservative so that way you're not totally fucked when you get into your like 30s and 40s and shit?
Yeah, it's difficult, right, question to really answer. I mean, it's like you sort of just have to do what you feel is right, like what you want to do.
How do you have fun these days?
I play card games. I'm a big fan of Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Play lots of Magic.
Oh, Magic, that can get expensive though.
That
right?
can, yeah.
It can, yeah. that could get. It's funny because staying at home playing card games can get more expensive than going out to
It
the
actually
clubs.
can, and then there's like snacks for everyone. We get snacks, we get a couple drinks going, so there's like also that. But it's cheaper than just like going out. You're spending it at home with close friends, eating some snacks, having a couple drinks, nothing too crazy.
Do you have a lot of friends?
No, I wouldn't say I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people I know, but
You were walking with someone who seems like they're your friend.
she's a pretty good friend of mine, actually. Yeah,
That's good.
this is my partner, Yvonne.
That's good. How'd you guys meet?
We met through work, actually. We met at the same bar we're both working at 3 years ago now. Yeah, did I get that right? Thank God.
Do you desire to have more friends?
No, not particularly. I feel like my circle's tightened more and more as I've gotten older. Because-
That's good though. You get to really, you invest your time, because I feel like as you get older and you're trying to live more life, it's like you have a really finite amount of time to give
yeah.
to people, and so you got to be more. It's similar to how it's important to be financially responsible. You got to be responsible with you have less and less time where you're spending your time. Who you're investing your time with.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. She's actually helped me to be a lot better with my money.
Oh really?
She had great influence.
Oh, that's how long you guys been together for?
Just over. Well, we were friends for a couple years before we actually got together, and we've been together for just over a year now. Almost a year and a half.
Almost a year and a half.
Just over a year. That's what I said. Yeah.
Nice, man. What's your goal in life? What do you what's next for you?
I want to get out of Auckland. I want to do some traveling.
Okay, yeah, you said you've only ever been to Melbourne.
Yeah. So I've only done Melbourne. I want to go back to Germany, visit her family, see how she grew up.
Where in Germany? Stuttgart? A tiny town in Germany, Stuttgart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice, man.
So yeah, that'll be the plan. Let's go to Europe next year. Saving towards Europe again about the money thing.
Yeah,
is the goal. Yeah.
So as an American, like especially like I feel like younger Americans, like when we look at places like New Zealand and Australia and Europe, we look at them as like these like just so we look at them as like, oh, these places are like doing it the right way and so much better than America, and like I feel like we look fondly on places outside of the States.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like do you look fondly at like Europe or America or Australia in comparison to New Zealand?
I think it's interesting because I don't know anything about it. I haven't been to the countries, so
right.
I guess I do look at it fondly because I haven't been there. So I guess
what's your like opinion on America, if you have one?
I love your politics.
Really?
It's very entertaining. I don't know it that deeply,
Yeah.
but I'd find it super funny just to hear about every now and again.
Yeah, we got the old man wars going on.
Yeah. You certainly do. How do you feel about that, Mr. Gecko?
About the old man wars?
Old man wars.
I mean, I think it'd be sick to have a president who was under the age of 80.
Yeah.
And was normal. I mean, I like the guy we got now a lot better than Trump for sure.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to have just like a regular.
Like another Obama?
Like a regular human being. Yeah, like another Obama. I mean, I don't know shit. Some people are going to be like, Obama did this and that. I don't know shit. I'm dumb. But at least he like talked normally.
I agree with you. Like I don't know much about the politics in America as well, but at least I know Obama could string sentences.
Yeah, that's an important thing.
Yeah.
Who's the president? Who's the president of New Zealand?
Can you string sentences, Mr. President?
Yeah, he's watching.
Yeah.
Who's the president of New Zealand? Or prime minister, I guess.
What's his name? Because it was Jacinda, and it recently changed to no, it's not Luxembourg. It's not Christopher Luxembourg. It's God, I don't follow politics strongly enough at all. I know that he recently changed. I know that Luxembourg is part of his change. Like he's like his right hand man. Do you remember Christopher Luxon?
Christopher Luxon. What do you think? What do you think is important to people here?
I think keeping the country beautiful has always been a big part of this country. Keeping it green, trying to keep it healthy. Supporting women's football right now is super important for everyone.
Yeah, the women's FIFA World Cup
FIFA right now
is hot all over the place.
Huh? Chris Hipkins and Luxembourg, like yeah. No, thank you.
Oh, I want to test this out on you. Somebody told me that everybody in Auckland knows somebody or knows somebody who knows somebody that was a background extra in Lord of the Rings.
I actually do. Yeah, I know.
You
background
do?
extra. Not for Lord of the Rings though. For the series that was recently made.
That counts.
Yeah. It is part of the Loda universe. Still part of Tolkien's universe.
Was he? Well, how do you know him?
He worked at a bar next to an old bar I used to work at downtown.
And he was a background character?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. You're the first person I've like asked that to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Huh. What
Yeah. Even someone who isn't from New Zealand.
Oh, you know someone from costumes. Man, this Lord of the Rings really he really gets around. Now I asked what you think is important to people of New Zealand. What's important to you personally? Not even politically. We could just make it a general question.
Yeah. Oh. There's some real depth to these questions, Mr. Gecko. You're making me think very on the spot right now, in the middle of the street.
Take your time.
in
Take your
Auckland.
time. Take your time.
What is really important to me right now? I guess just trying to be as healthy as possible. The first thing that comes to mind. Just trying to keep my health in check as best I can.
Physically?
Yeah, physically. Mentally. More physically, though. More
Yeah.
with the like, I know it's hard. It's a struggle with everyone with eating habits and drinking habits, but trying to maintain a little bit of balance because it can, you can slip up with eating and drinking every now and again. So I think
Dude.
that'd be at the top.
Dude, that's my like worst. That's probably. I mean, I have all kinds of problems and stuff, but that's probably one of my most big ones. Is the health thing.
It's difficult for me too. Like it's not an easy thing for anyone.
What's your poison?
Probably burgers. Burgers is a big poison of mine.
Yeah.
Love me a good burger. I could eat burgers for the rest of my life if I was allowed. I love burgers, man.
What do you eat now? Like what's? I guess I'm like I don't even know like what's a normal person eat. Like what you salmon, rice,
Potatoes.
Okay, that seems healthy. That seems normal.
Yeah. God, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a healthy person because I work at a pizza bar right now. So it's pizza and pasta for free.
Yeah.
From Wednesday to Sunday.
You're fucked.
I'm fucked.
You're fucked. Yeah. You're totally fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not a healthy person. I wouldn't be the right person to ask about correct eating habits because I live off free pizza and pasta.
How's is everything okay in the head?
Yeah.
It's good.
I think so. I mean, how am I doing right now, Gecko?
I think you seem sane. You seem
Sweet.
very
I'm
sane.
getting away with it.
Me too. I'm going crazy all the time. But,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, you posted up here as a gecko.
Yeah.
Green. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the sanest thing I've done in quite a while.
That's awesome. No, I think everyone's a little. I don't trust anyone who's not a little bit crazy.
Yeah, right. You have to.
It's like those are the people who I think are truly crazy.
You
I'm
have
like,
to have a little bit of edge to you.
Yeah. Because I mean, being alive, like if you're truly sentient and aware of the position that you have as just a human being alive on Earth, you gotta be a little bit crazy. You gotta be a little bit like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on, or experience some kind of deep sadness or confusion. And if you're not, it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're just stopping at stop signs and
Yeah, absolutely.
putting your email address in on websites and stuff. You're just,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you. You've seen that little clip of Joey Diaz saying that you got to do something?
Yeah. What's
Some people, they just don't do nothing.
Yeah.
They don't do nothing.
Do you watch a lot of podcasts and shit like that?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit here and there. Oh, yeah, a very, very cliched man. I love Joe Rogan. I love
Word.
the JRE. I love
Word.
Joe Rogan Experience.
Word. Yeah, he's all over. He's everywhere.
He's amazing. He's an amazing guy. He has his faults, as everyone does, but he's a good dude. If you're watching Joe Rogan, I love you.
Yeah, he's watching.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan watches every episode of this
Hey, Joe.
podcast. What did you have any jobs like besides bartender, or are you like
Yeah.
kinda
I
lifelong?
did a few things before bartending. I was in sales.
Okay.
It was outbound contact center based sales.
Okay.
So that was like the first roles I did was like sales based roles, and oh my god.
Yeah. Did I make you late?
I was very over it. Yeah. What was that?
Oh, you checked your phone and went, "Oh God, I thought I made you late to something."
No worries. I
Okay.
was checking when the card shop closed because I was
Okay.
on my way to the card store today.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah,
You're on your way to card
closed
store
at
to
5.
drop some racks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Safely drop some racks. Of course, be
Uh,
careful with the money.
Oh God, what were you just saying? You were talking about sales.
Yeah. So I did a lot of like outbound sales. Was like my first roles. It was alright.
Yeah.
You know? I enjoyed it for a time, but I was late for it all the time.
What were you selling people?
Selling people like an extension on their Sky packages, which is like a broadcasting TV service over here. So I was
Okay.
selling them like an extension on the broadcasting service.
Okay.
That was one of the main ones.
So you, like I guess that's your guys' version of like Comcast.
They're correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, were you selling people something you felt like they did not need?
Yeah. Oh my god, that reminds me. I had this woman. You could see the ages of everyone in like the system, right?
Right.
This woman was a good like 70 plus, and I know in my heart that she would not know how to use this like different adaptation of her Sky television because it's a new remote.
Yeah.
Everything's different.
Yeah.
She barely even knows how to use her current one.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Hey, sure, I'm going to be alright to use this." And I convinced her that she would be able to use this. This woman is like 70 plus, and I knew deep down that she did not know how to use this.
That's the
Nice
tough
guy.
thing about sales is like they almost always are. Oh, that bus has a several penises carved into it. They almost always are probably targeting like people who are like significantly older that just have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I finished that call and it's like, I'm a terrible person. That woman did not know how to do it. She was so sweet. I convinced her all for a number on my sales, on my, like, what is that called when you reach a, like, sales target? All for reaching my sales target.
Quota.
All for reaching quota. I did that to her.
Yeah, was that the beginning of the end of doing that?
That was hands down one of my worst moments as a human. I felt like that was shocking. I couldn't believe I did that.
How do you feel about what you do now? Do you enjoy like the service that you provide to folks?
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Love
Helping people
bartending.
have a good night out.
Yeah.
I'm curious about so what's like because I know there's no tipping here.
No, well, there is, like, seldom. There are tips, but the tipping culture, there isn't much one because we get paid, like a decent wage as opposed to America where it's, like, solely based on the tipping culture.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you work in the service industry too, right? There's not a lot of tipping culture over here. Yeah.
The thing is, if you get a tip, they mean it. Like, they honestly want to give you a tip.
Yeah.
It's not just because everyone expects it, so you get a tip for your service.
She said the great thing about getting a tip here is that you can tell that they mean it, because it's not just a thing that they're like kind of expected to do. So it is usually. So I assume when you get a tip, it's like because it's like a genuine extra thing, not like just something that's expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you've really shown up. Yeah. Absolutely.
So do you think do you see yourself transitioning out of bartending anytime soon to do anything else, or are you happy doing that?
I mean, eventually, I'm just about to crack 30. I've been bartending for the past like half a decade. It'll eventually hit a point I feel where my body won't be able to do the bartending thing anymore.
Because it's late nights, right?
It's late nights
Yeah.
and it's a lot of physical exertion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of picking things up and putting them down again. So I feel like my body will only be able to do that for so long.
Right.
Before,
right.
Before it'll be time for a transition. And then, I have no idea what's next.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
That's great.
I'm happy. Are you? You gotta think about that one.
I'm grateful, but I'm not. I'm a very neurotic guy, so I'm pretty anxious day to day about all sorts of things.
You're doing super well right now.
Thanks. Well, I'm having a good. Well, that's why. Well, that's because right now I'm here. I am in the moment, talking to you and doing this, and so I feel. And that's the times when I feel the most not insane and anxious is when I'm actually in the moment doing something. You know what the flow state is?
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple videos about that.
I'm sure they've talked
Super
about
cool.
it on Rogan before. Like when you're actually in the
in the flow state.
in the flow. When you're in the flow state, you're present. You're there, and when
Yeah.
and I think that's the happiest a person can possibly be is when they're just present. Because what the things that make me unhappy are getting anxious about the future, anxious about I forgot to do this, or maybe I should be doing this or that or the other thing, or am I going to die because I eat too many hamburgers and Red Bulls? Like when my brain is in the past or in the future, anywhere but right here. But when I'm right here talking to you, I feel nice.
It all fades away.
It all fades away, and I'm
Okay.
in Auckland. There's a guy staring at me from that bus. He
Hey,
just
bro.
waved. But I'm here.
He's
So I'm,
friendly.
I'm happy right in this very moment, but 3 hours from now when I'm sitting in my hotel room looking at Twitter, I'll probably be sad again.
Yeah, and I mean that's okay. There's a balance to everything. You can't always be Mr. Happy Gecko. Sometimes there needs to be moments where, like,
Yeah.
say I'm not so happy. Like, just
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's why the whole thing is I don't trust anyone who's happy 100% of the time. I'm always like, what's up with this guy?
Yeah.
Everyone. I'm always like, I always feel like everyone has something.
They spend a lot of time in the shower. Those people.
Oh my god,
They have to.
Every shower I sit down in.
Oh,
You ever sit
no
down in
way.
the shower?
Yes, I do.
I sit down in every one. I've never taken a shower I haven't taken a shower this year without sitting down. Is that weird?
No, that's not weird. It's really nice. Sit still, water's hitting you.
I also haven't taken one this year without pissing in it as well.
Nice.
Is that weird?
No, that's not weird. That's not weird at all. I've done the occasional piss in the shower. The only time I don't piss in the shower is when she's in the shower with me. Then no pissing because I might hit her. You know, it's not weird.
She looked at him and said, "I appreciate it."
She did. No said.
Well, what's your name again?
I'm Dylan.
Dylan? Lyle. Very nice to meet you,
Lyle,
man.
it's
Very nice to
Lyle.
meet you.
Yeah, man.
Whew, is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Joe, if you're watching, I love you. America, if you're watching, you need a new president. New Zealand, if you're watching, stay green.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, where should I go? I'm going to I have to be at the airport in the evening tomorrow, but I want to go on a day trip. Where should I go? Where should I go to see some I want to see some Lord of the Rings shit.
Ooh.
Where's a good place for that?
It's a bit of a cruise to Hobbiton. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a tough day trip. Do you have a car? Have you hired a car or anything?
I got my own. I just have a bunch of these Gecko costumes. That's
You
all
do?
that's in my possession right now.
It's just alternating Gecko costumes.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mission to get to Hobbiton if you wanted something Lord of the Rings based.
What about Wahiki?
Yeah,
Is that place cool?
I saw that on the tip of your tongue there before you asked me. Waiheke would be beautiful if it's a nice day tomorrow.
Okay.
And you want to go to Waiheke. There's this beautiful spot. It's called Mudbrick, and it's a vineyard over there. It's not far from the ferry terminal as well.
Cool.
So you get off ferry terminal, it's like a 10-minute scooter if you hire a scooter, or like a 10-minute Uber or taxi. I don't know if they do Ubers over there. But yeah, I'd say go do Mudbrick and go to one of the beaches there if it's a
What's
nice
my
day.
chances of going missing?
And on Waiheke?
Yeah.
Like slim to none, dude.
Okay,
if
it seems
you're
like a
dressed
place
as
where
a
people
gecko,
will
absolutely none.
go missing.
No, you're not going to go missing.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if I go missing,
Bro, you're next. If you want to have a jam, you're next. All right, easy.
you
Yeah,
want to have a seat? I'm done.
I'm gonna go get some stuff right now, bro.
Oh shit! All right, come back.
I'll be back.
All right.
Sweet
well,
as. There you go. On to the next one.
Dylan, very nice to meet you,
Lyle,
man.
it's a pleasure, man. This
Thanks
was
for
great.
coming, talking to a real
No
Gecko. I
worries.
appreciate it.
Yeah, all good.
What a journey.
What a journey it has been.
Beautiful.
It's been nice.
Dylan forever.
Allow forever.
Awesome.
All right.
Take care, brother.
No worries.
Thanks
Can we
for
get
sitting
that
down and
photo?
chat.
Can
Yeah,
we get
bro.
that
Of
photo?
course.
Yeah.
Of course. The wildlife photography dream has come true.
Wicked.
Beautiful.
That's fantastic.
Beautiful.
All right, Lyle.
Thanks,
Mwah.
man.
Thank you, man.
That was fun. I liked talking to that guy.
Kiwi people are some of the most friendly in the world.
Really?
That's for sure, yeah.
And you are from?
I'm American, from Boston, Massachusetts.
You're American from Boston, Massachusetts. And I'll say this, at the beginning of this, and I cut it out, but there were a couple other Americans who wanted to have a seat and talk, and I was like, what happens all the time?
Yeah, they just
Is
like,
I'll travel all the way to a foreign country to interview people, and the only people that want to talk to me are Americans. But I feel like we got we had some nice healthy Kiwi conversations
Oh,
today,
absolutely,
so we can fit a yank in. What's your name, man?
I'm Jake.
Jake, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Lyle.
We met earlier and talked
Yeah.
for a little bit while I was setting up,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
so I'm gonna ask you a lot of the same
That's fine.
things.
I like to repeat myself, it's easier.
How's your life going? What's going on?
It's good. I've lived in New Zealand about 5 years now, and it's a cool country. It's very relaxed. It's super easy to live in. People are friendly. There's really no problems in it at all.
You say there's no problems, really?
I mean, everywhere there's problems in the world, right?
Of course.
But comparatively, it's safe to live in. It's hard to be destitute in. There's really low ceiling, but again, there's a really low floor, but there's a high ceiling at the same time. So it's kind of complicated in that regard. But it's super easy to live. I've been here out through all of COVID, and that was way better than the States.
Why was it better here for COVID than in the States?
It was just handled in a way less aggressive way. I think. I
Okay.
think it's just the population. I think people are just less aggressive by nature. And I think it was just handled in a much more communal way versus a us versus them way. And America has become very much us versus them in the past few years, which is
Interesting.
strange.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you ever go back to America?
Yeah, I went back in November. It was the first time I've been back in the States in about 5 years. It was good to see family and stuff. I went back for a wedding and things. But it changed a whole lot. People, again, it didn't seem as friendly as I remember leaving it. And I think that just comes down to there's a lot more like political division and social division and economic division. And I just think that like has perforated into society a lot stronger than it maybe it used to be, or maybe I'm just older and more aware now.
You know, I was talking to somebody. I don't know if New Zealand and Australia had similar deals.
Yep.
But it's from talking to people about how the COVID was in Australia, it seemed like it was more aggressive. Because I had somebody told me that when they had COVID.
Yep.
And a police officer like came to their house.
Yep.
And like made sure that they didn't go out.
Yeah, it definitely was way more fascist in that regard. Like the lockdowns happening, kind of being forced to stay inside. But even outside of that, people were less aggressive. Like in America, when there was like mask mandates, there was people like screaming at coffee shop workers for being like, "Hey, it's a policy."
Well, because it's funny because when he told me that, I was like, "Dude, in America, people
would have flied.
That would not
No
have
way.
People would have gotten fucking
Yeah,
pissed.
exactly.
Because as I'm traveling more, I'm like also everyone know like America's all about like
Individual
fuck you,
freedom.
you can't tell
Yeah,
us what to do.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Which
I
is
pointed at someone when I said fuck you, and he looked at me and was like, "What the-"
well, they're not going to say anything here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it comes down to just how people are. This is a very like relaxed country. People are very chill. It's, you know, they don't really ask for a whole lot. They don't really want a whole lot, but they also, you know, are very much, I don't know. I guess America is just much more about like, I deserve so much and you should give that to me. Whereas this country is more like, I deserve what other people deserve. There's a bit of a tall poppy syndrome too. Like if
Somebody else told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do too much, people really want to cut you down because they don't want to see you excel because that means they have to work harder. I really think that's what it comes down to.
You feel tall poppy syndrome here.
Yeah, way more than the States.
I was talking to somebody in Brisbane, Australia, and they said the exact same thing.
Yeah, I just think it comes down to like, you know, America is a country that like there's that mindset if you work really hard you get a whole lot, even though it's not true.
Yeah.
And I don't think that mindset is necessarily the same here, and that's, you know, socialist healthcare as well, and, you know, government subsidies and stuff like that.
Is there socialist healthcare here?
Absolutely. If you get into any kind of accident, you're totally fine. So if
Really?
I'm talking to you right now and like a car comes and, you know, hits my leg and breaks it,
Yeah.
totally covered by everything. I don't
Really?
pay anything for that.
Really?
They even pay me to like be out of work for a few weeks, like to recover.
Is that an Australia thing too?
I think so. I think it's.
I talked to some people in Australia and they said that they still have to like pay for healthcare and stuff.
I mean, you still have to pay when you go see like specialists, and you have to like go to like pay a copay at the doctor and stuff like that. But like calling an ambulance isn't going to be $3,000 out of pocket, like it is in the States, which is again awesome.
And do you get all? You've been here for 5 years, right?
Even if you're just traveling through the country. So
Really?
if you're like in a car accident, they'll help take care of you. They might charge you more than like a local, but it won't be nearly as high as America.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
What else do you like here more than America?
I don't know. The climate's pretty cool. Like, there's not as much. It's not really hot. It's not really cold. It's pretty consistent. This country's really small, so it's easy to like travel domestically in, which was like beneficial during COVID because kind of like the world was locked down for a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know,
Is there a good train system?
there used to be, but there's not anymore. I think that just became like cars became like the dominant sign of like the West. You know, they became very much like the sign of individual freedom and liberty. Like,
Fascinating.
well, the people can take your house away, but it's so hard to take your car away if you're in it. Like, they can come to your house and throw you in handcuffs, but if you're moving your vehicle, how are they going to take it from you?
That's fair.
And I think that's just become like
There's the boot.
Yeah, and that's become like a thing in America too. Cities are designed for cars and not pedestrians or trains or
know.
anything like that.
I know. It's such a bummer, man. It's such a bummer. The whole cities are designed for. I was thinking about this. Like every American city there's maybe like a tiny handful that
New
you can live
York,
in without a
Chicago.
car. New York, Chicago, maybe Philly.
Maybe Boston, but
Yeah.
other than that, LA is designed fully for cars. Most
Yeah.
of Texas is designed fully for cars. I really can't think of any public infrastructure in the U.S. that's like top tier besides maybe New York. But, you know, that's 200 years old at this point.
All right, now, what do you like better about America than New Zealand?
The economy, way stronger. It's, you know, it's easier to make money. Like, I was working as a bartender back in like Boston. I would pull in like, you know, $1,200 on like a Friday and a Saturday night in cash, and that's like a weekly pay here for a bartender. So it's good and bad because there's less of that tipping culture, but there's also more of there's just harder to make money, and housing prices are ridiculous and rent's insane.
Well, how much do you pay for rent in
So,
New Zealand? I'm one of those how much do you pay for rent
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
now. How much do you pay for rent in New Zealand?
So I have a 2-bedroom that I share with somebody, and it's $720 a week.
720 New Zealand dollars a
Yeah.
week. Okay, so
It's
what's
like $540, I think, American.
so
that's like
so
two-
a New Zealand dollar is is 62%
Yeah,
of
correct.
so what would it be? Okay, so it's how much was the rent a week? You
So
said
it's like 730. So I think if you did
730 divided by split 730 total split between you two.
yeah, it's between two of us.
So that's how much would that be for you? That's
So what is that? 350 plus 20, so like 365.
365
Yeah, that sounds about right.
times 0.62. I'm going to do some math.
Yeah.
Let's do the math on this. I'm very curious about this kind of thing.
I
All
think
right.
when I last looked, it was like 2,000 New Zealand dollars was like 1,200 American. I
So
think
you
it's like
pay
that.
what? 365
Yeah.
times 52 divided by 12 times 0.62. Yeah, $980 American dollars a
Yeah,
month.
that sounds
That's
about right. Yeah.
All right, that sounds pretty standard to live in
Yeah.
like a big major city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, pay is pretty well. Like minimum wage is like $21 an hour.
21
and like,
New Zealand dollars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
That
is really-
that's about similar to
Exactly.
America,
yeah.
yeah.
And there's just a higher standard of living too. Food is pretty expensive. Like I'll spend $300 a week on groceries for two people because
Man, yeah.
food's just mental.
Yeah.
So that's a
well,
good thing about-
and do you feel like it's the cost of living in total and everything is better in Boston?
Oh heck yeah! This is one of the most expensive cities I've ever lived in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would say the only more expensive city was Vancouver. Like
Vancouver's nice.
yeah, wicked nice, but expensive to live unless you make decent money.
All right, so tell me about you personally. So you moved here 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you come here alone?
No, I followed a girl here that I barely knew. I met her, and she was moving to New Zealand. She was an English girl. We met outside of Boston, and she was moving to New Zealand in about 4 months. And she asked me if I wanted to come, and I said, "Fuck yeah, why not?"
Did you have you met her outside of at a bar or something?
Yeah. So she was working at like an office like full time, and her mom encouraged her to like go meet people. So go work in a bar like one night a week, and I was working there, and we hit it off really well. And yeah, just followed her here. And
How long did you know her before you followed her there?
like 5 months. So we knew each other for like 8 months total before we moved here.
And how old were you?
22, 23.
Did you have really any? I mean, it's funny because that sounds like a rash decision, but in did you have any fucking thing else going on that
that's
you were
my
leaving?
thing. Like,
Yeah.
what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I came for a work holiday for 1 year. If that sucked, whatever. I'll go back to America. I really liked it. Halfway through that second year, COVID kind of was popping off. Seemed kind of ideal to stay here, so I did, and then been here 5 years now.
Well, it's interesting with decisions like that of because I talked to a lot of people on my podcast who are me and my who want to make some kind of big life decision in the name of a relationship, and it's normally I think that's a very bad idea, but in your case where it's where you're okay, if I follow this girl to New Zealand and she breaks up with me on the spot, it's I still went to a foreign country and
Yeah.
got out of my comfort zone and did things that are of my own personal growth and development.
Yeah, exactly. And I think because I'm young, that's more beneficial.
You didn't leave behind a career that you were
No.
investing in or anything
No.
like that. Yeah.
Or I'll give you a bad story. So one of my friends, his aunt moved to Singapore to be with her husband with their two kids. Sold their house in America, moved to Singapore, got onto the airport, and the husband was like, "Yeah, I'm divorcing you. This is my new wife and child. Thanks for selling
Holy
the house and putting all
fuck.
the money in my account. Enjoy Singapore," and then just left her. And so, when you have kids or if you're older, there might be more of that kind of thought between, there's a lot more to think about.
Right.
But when you're, mid-20s, again, what's the worst that could happen? I lose a
Right.
kidney in a foreign country?
Well, I guess I didn't bring it, but yeah, there is the chance of, them, stealing your kidney and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but you get that experience when you go on a Tinder date in LA or something too.
That's
you know
true.
what I
Yeah, that's
mean?
true.
So I guess as long as you kind of look at failure is not really as an option as something that you learn from, I really don't think you can have bad experiences like that. Just with the
I agree with that.
relationships.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Did you how long were you with this girl?
3.5 years, almost 4.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So the relationship ran aside. She didn't break up with you on the spot. When
No.
the plane
So
landed.
people just grow apart.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything, we just became different people after a while, which is, that just happens. And I think every relationship serves a purpose, even if it ends. And, yeah, I do miss her and we occasionally talk, but it's better for us to not be in a relationship for both of us.
What do you do now for work?
So until about 2 months ago, I was running a members only bar uptown, and now I do data management for a construction company.
Are you happy?
I mean, not really. Is
Why not?
anyone really happy?
Okay. Well, I was talking to the last guy.
Yeah.
And he said yes. Is anyone really happy? That's a good question. Is anyone really happy?
I think you can be content. I think you can be content with the life you have, with, you know, having roof over your head and having food and stuff like that. But I think happiness comes from like a lot deeper of a level than having that filled. I think that comes from like fulfillment in your personal life, like outside of filling like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like safety and security and stuff like that. I think you get into a much different perspective on what like happiness actually is. Once you've filled that base tier.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like where I'm at now, trying to like learn from my failures and learn like as a human being of like what I can do better and what I've done wrong and stuff.
Do you
like
have
that.
an idea of what would make you happy? What would get you to that point?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that really comes like to really knowing if you've caused more suffering than you've alleviated. I think that would be, or other way around, you've alleviated more suffering in the world than caused. I think that is ultimately what brings about the true form of happiness. But I think that is really hard for you to ever decipher on your own, and that's why people find, you know, religion or veganism or whatever you want to do. So I think that's kind of how my perspective on that is.
Are you actively unhappy?
I mean, I don't want to kill myself, but I also like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? But what is happiness? Happiness is like, you know, never being sad, but I feel like never having rainy days means sunshine isn't necessarily as nice.
I don't know. Sometimes, and I was just unloading on the other guy about this. Sometimes I'm like I have a general anxiety and like I don't want to like general like there's a something there's
Yeah.
there's a some. Oh man, I'm doing green stuff. I look like weed. All right, I'm happy now. I'm feeling good, and that's all right. It's gone. There's a general. I don't know what it is. Like direness.
Yeah.
Like it's not, and it's not like I want to kill myself thing, but it's
No.
like there's a weird direness.
I think that's because we're stuck in this rat wheel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no real escape. There's so much slave wageness and stuff like that. Like, if you want to be self-sustainable, you need to be a farmer and work incredibly hard.
Yeah.
So,
Hello. But it's weird because even though I'm very grateful and lucky enough to get to like be a fucking
Yeah.
stupid gecko for a living, like I still every day there's like a weird direness, which I feel like I might not. Like if I were like a dude working in like an office and like had like a wife and like if I lived like a very traditional life, part of me feels like I wouldn't feel as dire because you know you meet folks who you kind of feel like are like they eat healthy and wake up early and go to their job and have their family, like who seem like they have like a normal life that's making them happy. And then there's probably a lot of people who live lives like that that are not happy.
well, I would say that why is the divorce rate so high and, you know, suicide rate
yeah.
for like men in their 30s and 40s are so high if that's kind of the case. I think a lot of that is just filling the void.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for like going to the gym a lot if that's your chronic thing, or drugs or alcohol. Like everybody just kind of fills that void inside of them, and some people fill it with like work and family, and I think that's healthier than like you know, fucking shooting up heroin every day.
Yeah.
But on the inverse though, there's still that void that people are filling, and I think that's kind of like what, you know, Buddhist teachings kind of like prophesize and philosophize is kind of that whole like internal monologue on what is and what is not.
Here's another thing. I'd like to believe, ideally, that whatever happiness is, it's something I like. Because you know, you talked about the Maslow hierarchy of needs. I'm like, I'd like to believe that my happiness could be achieved totally of myself. Like I don't need anything. Like it's just like I could be naked on a beach with no family or friends.
Yep.
No nothing, and just be like, I don't know, like the book. But it's probably not true.
I mean,
don't know.
I
So
think
just think about
that human beings are all connected into like one sense in some regard. So I think that, I'm not saying it's selfish, but that kind of like independent happiness, I don't really think extends past like the individual, because you don't live as like a hermit in the woods. You live in society.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing really well and everybody you walk by is, you know, starving and dying, then are you really going to be like, well, my day's great? Like,
I guess. Well, the reason I'd like to feel that way is because I'm very big on what you can and cannot control.
Agreed.
And I can't control things.
You're not responsible for the world.
I can't control things outside of myself.
Yep.
And so if I leave my happiness up to things I cannot control, I'm fucked.
Yeah, but I think you leave a lot of things up to like what you can't control. And I think some of it is just accepting that and not like accepting things that you can't control and like learning to deal with them, making the best out of a bad situation or making the most out of a good one. I think if you always live in like your own personal set of happiness, when you have these like really good experiences and good days, you won't view them for what they are. You'll view them as just like another good day. There's an interesting quote from a book that's like the problem with dark days is you think you're always in the darkness, and on the good days it's hard to see the light. And I think that's kind of how people view when they're too content with life or too safe. And that's one of the problems in like Western society to an extent, is people's Maslow's hierarchies are so filled that they're looking for external happiness in the wrong ways. They're looking to fill the void with rampant drugs and alcohol or sex. I mean, hey, I've done that shit, so I kind of like, I'm speaking from experience.
Nice.
Yeah, man. But like, it's the same thing for the job. Some people get lucky and they find like a career path that like really sticks for them, and some people like retire without really knowing what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, and it's the same thing with life. People on their deathbed are like, oh, I wish I'd done this differently, or I wish I would have done this. But also people while they're living live with regrets and also have to live with them and move past them.
Here's my thing. All I care about is that I tried. Trying is within my control,
100%.
Because all right, because you're talking about like if like you're all happy, but people around you aren't happy. But it's like if you then think to yourself, I'm like, okay, well, what's within my control to try? You're never going to be able to make another person happy,
No.
or make another person feel any way, shape, or form, or anything. But you can try.
Yeah,
and if you tried, then that was you fulfilling the thing that was within your control.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things in life is just to try everything. I've had 38 different jobs. I like to travel, I like to meet people, and I wouldn't say anything I've ever had as a failure, even though I've been fired like 22 times. But like I don't think life is about not trying. I think it's about trying everything.
What's next for you, man? So you're working in the corporate thingy right now.
Yeah.
What's next on your journey, sir?
Ideally, I'd like to find somebody who'll give me funding for a startup farm idea for self-contained hydroponic farms inside of shipping containers and repurpose office buildings.
I hope that somebody who knows what the fuck that is gives you money for it.
No, I just think that like one of the things that I could probably achieve in my lifetime is helping with like food scarcity and stuff like that. I feel like that's pretty attainable because food is so mismanaged in this world. There's so much waste and stuff like that. I find it strange that poverty is the leading cause of obesity and starvation.
Poverty is the leading cause of obesity and starvation. Yeah.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah. I think. Is it? I feel like it is cheaper to eat shitty than to eat healthy.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So in New Zealand, KFC like family bucket with like this 2 sides and the drink and stuff is like $54. If you were to make like spaghetti and meatballs for your family of 5, that would be like $75. If you put like veggies in it and had meat and like pasta and red sauce and stuff like that, it'd be $75.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm actually thinking about this more. It might. Because listen, as a guy, who eats a lot of fucking fast food.
Yep.
And I'm always eating out and shit. I feel like it's I don't know. I don't know why I'm even speculating about this thing because it's an objective thing with numbers.
Yep.
But whatever. I hope you cure world hunger.
I don't want to cure it. I just want to alleviate some pressure. I'll pop one pimple, but I don't want to cure all the acne.
What's your name again?
I'm Jake.
Jake, very nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, Lyle.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Yeah, live with the appropriate amount of fear. There is a level that's too much and there's not enough, so live with the appropriate amount of fear.
Nice to meet you, Jake.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Jake. Thanks for sitting down and chatting with me, man. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of your time traveling.
Of course, man. You take care.
Take it easy, bro.
We did it. We're trying. Gave me some stuff to think about. Today. The theme of today was other people giving me gecko therapy. That was the theme of today. Holy shit. Maybe gecko therapy is not when a gecko gives you therapy, but it's therapy that is achieved by dressing up as a gecko and then talking to people. Yeah, have a seat, man. My mind is blown by that. What's your name, dude?
Jack.
Jack, nice to meet you, Jack.
Nice to meet you.
Do you live here in Auckland?
Yeah.
Are you the fucking president?
Nah.
Okay, I would have thought you were because you have a cool suit.
I've been studying over at New Zealand School of Tourism.
You're studying in the New Zealand School of Tourism.
Yeah.
Now, what's your pit? Now this is your test. This is your final exam. There's a lot of people watching this who probably have never been to New Zealand before. What would you tell them to get them to tour it?
Well, I love the landscape. Hey, like you can bungee off the harbour bridge. Have you done that?
I'm not into extreme sports. I would never do skydiving or bungee jumping or any of that shit. I like life too much.
But it's fun for me, at least.
You've bungee jumped before?
No, never. But one day I will.
So Jack,
Yeah.
what do you study? You study tourism, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only my
Um,
fourth week.
It's only your 4th week.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just started school.
Yeah.
How's it going?
A lot of writing.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic, so I struggle with it. But
So you just got to college. You just got to, well, you guys call it uni.
yeah.
What was and you grew up here in Auckland?
Yeah.
What's high school in New Zealand like? Are there jocks? What was it like for you?
Me?
Yeah.
My school experience, since I'm dyslexic, so I struggled, so I went to the learning centre a lot. So, I enjoy drama.
You enjoy drama.
You know drama class?
Yeah.
We had some Chilean and an American in. I can't remember his name, but it's just fun doing drama. I like-
What was your like your role? What's your what kind of like did you act in anything?
Yeah, I was pretty much a dead dog for one of them.
Okay.
And just selling newspaper, like we had to have this skit where so I was a dead dog, and then someone had stabbed a pitchfork into the dead dog. So, and it's like a murder mystery.
Oh yeah.
He, and we had to act it out. I just got to lay on the ground.
that's I feel like it's a yeah, but I was gonna say that's an easy role, but you gotta really sell the fact that you're laying on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
It's been a while since I've been at school.
Do you like Auckland?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay. What do you want to live here when you grow up, I guess?
Yeah, I would like to go to the UK at least for a year.
The UK.
Yeah,
What's going on in the UK?
family.
Family?
My dad's side of the family.
Oh, okay.
My mum's side of the
Okay.
family. over
You
here
have
in
you have
New
a polite British energy to you.
Yeah.
Okay. What else, man? What else? Do you like life? Are you stoked?
I enjoy life. It's a lot, like, I'm just starting out, so it's like stressful with like trying to like create like your first steps, so when you leave home that it's you got like the ground laid out.
Okay. What do you like about life these days?
I love New Zealand summers.
It is currently winter in New Zealand right now. Is that depressing for you?
Yeah.
All right.
It is winter, but like it's great in winter, like Queenstown snow.
But what does it snow? It doesn't snow here?
Not in Auckland. We were talking about it earlier in class that it's just only frost over here in Auckland, but in Taupo region, is where you get snow.
Jack,
Yeah,
what do you think about all day?
about Auckland.
In life, in general, as you walk down the streets, as you doze off in class, what thoughts tend to dominate your mind?
Like what I'm studying, or just
Say
about
that
life.
again?
What I'm studying, or life.
Life, yeah, just in general, just anything. Stuff that's important to you, stuff that you think about a lot.
I like currencies.
You like currencies?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of world currencies?
Yeah.
You think about world currencies a lot.
Yeah.
What world currency do you think about the most?
Pound.
The pound.
Yeah.
We got a guy in New Zealand who can't stop thinking about the pound.
Yeah.
What's so fascinating to you about the pound?
How like you got like 4 farthings that make a penny, 12 pennies make a shilling, 12 shillings make £1, and 21 shillings make a crown or a florin.
What's a shern?
Shilling,
Oh, shilling. Oh, that's the cent, right?
pence would be the cent.
All right, now you got me thinking about the pound because everything you just said didn't make any sense. And that's what's so fascinating about it. Why do these random? Because normally it's it's like a very solid interval. You know, like why does 24 of something make anything of something? And in the States, you take 100 pennies, 100 cents is $1, and $100 is $100. Usually the cents they add up to 100. I can see why you're thinking about the pound a lot. Give me another currency that you think about.
Euro? I was talking about my.
Give me your take on the euro.
It's all over Europe.
Yeah.
It's like you have one currency for so many different countries.
Do you is money? And now I'm very curious. Is money important to you, or you are just fascinated by the currency itself?
The currency itself.
Okay, so wealth is not important.
No,
you don't
I
think
don't.
about wealth.
I
You
don't
think about
want
being wealthy.
money.
Why don't you want money?
Well, I do want money to survive, but I don't want a lot. I just want to have money to have like a decent life.
Okay. What's a decent life look like for you?
A decent life. Being stable. And that's what I'm working towards at the moment with the New Zealand School of Tourism.
What's your? Forgive me if I've asked this already, but what's your? Sorry, I keep looking down. There's low battery on this thing,
Yeah,
so I'm always wondering if it fucking. Sometimes it's just a phone and a dream. This whole thing. So
Yeah, and you made it happen.
thanks, man. Thanks, Jack. What's your dream? What's your dream in life? What's the vision, brother?
I would like to be a flight attendant and fly around New Zealand or work for Virgin Atlantic and wear skirts.
Cool, man. Just New Zealand? You don't want to go anywhere outside the place?
I would like Air Tahiti, like got lovely beaches.
Tahiti?
Yeah, Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Got lovely beaches, just fly on a prop and go around the islands.
Cool.
Or Virgin Atlantic and wear skirts.
Cool.
I cross-dress at home, so...
You got what?
I cross-dress at home.
You stress at home?
Cross-dress.
Oh, you cross-dress at home?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What,
Like-
do you ever, cross-dress, put on, a...
Skirt?
Yeah, or a flight attendant uniform thing?
No, I don't.
Is this something you're, open about? Do you talk to, your friends and family about it and stuff?
Not all the time, it just depends.
Is it okay that I'm putting this on the internet?
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
Word.
Because why not live life?
Yeah.
Be open.
Yeah.
Even though my
feel
mom
that
will
way.
be like, nah, but I'm
feel that way.
I'm 19, so I can do what I want.
Yeah, fucking absolutely.
Within reason and nothing illegal. Just do basic stuff.
You ever do the maid outfit thing? I got a friend who does that.
Maybe, but I'm pretty much just simple. Skirt and fire eyes.
A skirt seems like it'd be pretty comfortable too.
Yeah, it's comfortable,
Yeah.
but it's awful in winter. It's cold.
Now, is that do you hope to get a closet that's half women's clothes, half men's clothes,
Nah.
or just an occasional skirt while you're at home?
Yeah, just a casual skirt wearing at home.
Cool, man. That's sick. Do you have homies here in Auckland? Do you have friends?
Since I dropped out of high school at year 11, but my friends just recently finished school, and they're all down in Wellington.
Okay. Are you gonna go visit them in Wellington at all?
Yeah, when I can afford it.
Okay. Nice.
But I'll probably go down to Christchurch to see family down there.
How Are you close with your family?
Yeah, I am.
Nice, man. Nice.
I love family.
That's good, man.
Family is important to me.
What do they do?
What do we do?
Yeah, what does your family do? Or what do you and your family do together to bond?
We're watching Harry Potter.
Okay, nice.
Even though we used to watch it a lot when we were growing up, but recently we've not been that interested, but maybe over time. Or is it just... We just watch movies, football. Since my dad's English, we like football. And I grew up watching England. And All Blacks.
All Blacks?
All Blacks.
What is that?
You know the rugby team?
No, I don't know anything about rugby.
Oh.
I know that it's like football but more intense.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. It's just a fun game to watch.
Give me one more. What do you think of? What do you think about the dollar, the U.S. dollar? What's your
The
take
US
on it? I want to hear your
dollar.
takes on all the currencies.
Oh. Does it have the president that was the leader in World War II that served 4 terms? I watched a short history on that was not simple history, like time matters.
What was it?
Like FDR.
FDR.
Is he on the note? Oh,
Holy shit! I have no idea, dude.
do you have a dollar note with you?
Do I have a dollar? Yeah. Let's see. Here, hold this real quick.
Sure thing.
Let's see what we got. Yeah, you want to see an American dollar, dude?
Yeah, I have a $1 US at home.
Let's see what we got. I'll take that. That's our boy George Washington. George Washington, the first president of the United States.
Yeah.
And then on the back is a kind of a creepy looking pyramid with an eye on it.
That's actually quite cool to see on
it
it
looks cool. I don't.
And I know from watching FDR serving 4 terms, George Washington served 2 terms, and every other president only served 2 terms.
You know a lot more about America than I do.
2 terms.
Yeah.
Terms because there's like the respect for George Washington as the first president of the United States. Since he's one of the founding fathers and the leader of the revolution in America.
Mm-hmm.
I like how old-fashioned the US dollar notes look.
They look very crumbly. Oh, this one has writing on it. What does that say? You know what? I've never really taken I've never taken the time to really
I can
look.
show you a New Zealand dollar note.
Yeah, sure.
If you want.
And it's got the eagle on it. Here, you can keep this. All you.
Or it's another collection because I think at the bottom of my one it's like ripping in the middle.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so this one's a bit better quality than the one you have.
Yeah.
Take it. Yeah, let me see a New Zealand dollar, right? I haven't really been using... everywhere has, credit cards, so I haven't really been using cash at all. Yeah, let me see a New Zealand dollar, dude.
I have 10 and a 50.
You have what?
10 and a 50?
Yeah, let's check it out. I'll show it to the camera. Whoa, all right, that actually looks pretty sweet. Here, take that real quick. I'm gonna hold this dollar up to the camera. All right.
I'll probably need that dollar back since it's so much.
We got a crisp 50 New Zealand dollar bill. Bang bang. All right, now who is this guy? Who is the guy on the front?
Sir,
But you don't even know.
No.
You know more about America than New Zealand, dude.
I like researching history of Europe and the Americas, so I research a lot. I do know that name, but it's a Tio Maldi.
Tio Maldi.
Maldi word.
It's a Maldi word.
So I might not be saying it right? So I just want to be careful. Sir Aranaga? No, I can't pronounce it.
Let me see here. So, and this bird, that's a kiwi?
Not a kiwi. That's not.
What kind of bird is? There's some mushrooms on there too.
Yeah, mushroom, forest. You got the fern there?
I gotta say, feels a little. It's
I can show you.
It's
another
kind of more
note.
beautiful. I think it's more beautiful than the American dollar. The American dollar seems a little bit more rugged. You know what I like about foreign currency is it always tends to have. Here you go, man. It always tends to have.
This is Kate Shepherd.
It always tends to have more color than American currency is very mute. It's all the same color, but
it has a charm to it.
Now this is Kate Shepherd. Who is she?
Well, she's the first woman to win the vote for the suffragette movement.
She was one of the as the president. Was she the president?
No,
Prime Minister?
No,
She was something.
she was a suffragette.
Oh, okay.
One of the first ones. New Zealand was the first country to give the woman the right to vote, and then it's went to the rest of the world. I think Australia or England.
Australia, women had the right to vote in New Zealand before in America?
New Zealand first, and then don't know what other countries afterwards. I think UK was before World War One. Australia came after federalisation, like I think 1905 or 1903. I'm not that sure about Australia, but if you want to see a coin.
Yeah, let's see a coin. I'm getting a little tour of the currency.
There's the kiwi.
Yeah. Here, let's see this coin. All right, we got. But now, so I guess you're a fascinating person because you are obsessed with currency, yet not wealth.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. All right, we got. Who's this lady on the coin?
That's the Queen Elizabeth.
Oh wait, this is the Queen of England.
Yeah.
Why is the Queen of England on the New Zealand coin?
Because it's the head of the state of the Commonwealth.
And then we got who's this bird?
Kiwi.
Oh, that's a kiwi. All right. You ever seen a kiwi in real life?
Yep, I have. Walking on the tracks, on the trail, the tramp. We call hiking tracks tramps.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Don't know what this bird is, but
Okay, I was informed that our battery is running a little bit low, so unfortunately, I think we should conclude our time together. This was cool. I enjoyed this little tour of currency. What's your name again, Jack?
yeah.
Jack, it was very lovely meeting you, man. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you achieve all of your dreams. I hope you successfully get to look at money from everywhere in the world. I hope you get to serve people Coke on a plane and do that whole thing. That sounds like a... Yo, what's up? I'm here with Jack. The battery on the microphones went out. But Jack, you wanted to ask us a question about America, you said?
Yeah.
What was it you wanted to ask?
How do you guys afford like the bills for like the medical bills since it's so expensive?
Bro, unfortunately, a lot of people who can't afford like insurance and stuff. But I mean, a lot of people get insurance like through their like employer and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a big thing, dude. A lot of people are asking for universal health care. It's definitely a big issue for Americans.
Yeah,
I'm dumb as shit. I don't know anything about politics. I never talk about politics on here, but
like how much does it cost like if you broke your arm or break like a finger, like just like how much like if you might have like a broken arm?
I don't know. I've never broken my arm, so I unfortunately I don't know that off the top of my head, but if you don't have insurance and you have to pay out of pocket, it's probably pretty expensive. I think the guy I was talking to earlier mentioned something about like a $3,000 hospital bill or something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm now. One thing I need you to know, Jack, is that I'm very dumb, and I don't know. I probably won't know the answer to a lot of your questions. But if you have any more, I'm down to try.
What do you think of New Zealand?
I like it. I like it a lot. It's cool. I've only really been here and like 2 feet outside of my hotel, but I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. You want to ask more questions about New Zealand?
I think I've ran out of I think this phone is about to die, so I'll have to save my questions for Google. Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go, Jack?
Enjoy Kia ora from New Zealand.
This has been Being a Gecko in New Zealand. Thanks for watching. Gek bless you all. Come to New Zealand. It's cool. I like it.
Aotearoa.
Chiaroa?
Aotearoa.
What does that mean?
Land of the long white cloud.
Ah.
It's the other name for New Zealand.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to keep traveling all over the universe and talking to people as a gecko. Stay safe. Gek bless you all. Have a good night. Bye. Thanks for watching this gecko thing. Ooh.